Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my extractions, my advice, my story. There's a lot of controversy surrounding extractions, so let's just talk about it. So basically, when I decided to get braces, I got them because I had two huge gaps on my top arch. And this was due to severe overcrowding, which meant that my canines were growing all the way up here because they had no space to grow. So that's why those gaps were there. So my whole reasoning of getting braces was because I wanted to close these gaps and I wanted to have really straight teeth. So when I went to my consultation, I went to 3 different orthodontists. I did shop around because I wasn't satisfied with the decision to get extractions. Every single orthodontist I went to suggested getting 4 teeth extracted. And that's why I kept going to different people, hoping to get a different answer. But because I had severe overcrowding, there really was no way around it because there wasn't anywhere, there wasn't enough space for the teeth to move. And it's just, it's one of those things, like, it is what it is. So I was really upset and I considered not even getting braces, but because of the overcrowding, I was getting the worst headaches ever imaginable. They were horrific. And basically the only way to fix that problem was to get extraction. So there really was no way around it. And I just caved, and it's not that I caved, I just came to my senses and just allowed the procedure to happen. When I went in for the procedure, I was so nervous, you guys. I have high anxiety anyways in life. So anything dental, like getting fillings or just like going to the dentist, gives me high anxiety. My heart's racing. I just feel like I'm going to throw up. And that's what was happening before. I considered like not even going to the appointment because I was just freaking out so bad. Like thinking about it is like bringing back the feeling. But I just want to tell you guys that that was completely unnecessary and just kind of a waste of time to be so stressed out about it. Because you do not feel anything. I was given multiple shots in my gums. I would say like 12 shots. It was insane, but the pain wasn't even that noticeable when he was putting the needle in me. And he left me there for like 10 minutes to like let my mouth start to numb up. And that's when I started to freak out. My hands were getting all sweaty and I was like, oh my God, they're like doing this. And like getting your teeth pulled is a big deal. It is. It's not like just some, you know, it's not like getting a filling. It's a big deal. But I have to say, I think getting a filling is worse than getting teeth extracted, to be honest. So after he came back and my mouth was completely numb, he started to pretty much yank on the teeth that he was extracting. And I remember sitting there and they had the radio on and Don't Let Me Down by Chainsmokers was on. And I was like, they give you anesthesia for it. And I remember the anesthesia just like made me just, I didn't have any anxiety to put it that way. It just took away all the anxiety, all the stress of, you know, getting teeth extracted. It really calms you down and you can't feel anything. So I remember that song was on and I was like, oh, my song is on. I love this song. Like in my head, I was like, oh, this is amazing. Like I'm getting my teeth extracted. I'm going to get braces. I'm going to have perfect teeth. Yay. Like just super stoked. But really I was just super high. So he started yanking on my teeth. And I remember, like, when he was yanking, my head was, like, moving with it. He was like, and I was like, oh, my God, this is really happening. And then all of a sudden, you can feel it a little bit, like the tooth getting loose. And it just comes out. And then he's, like, puts it in a bowl, and it's like, dink. And you're just, you know, you're just kind of like, well, now it's out. Like, never getting that tooth back again. I got 4 teeth out on the same day. I remember after it was all said and done, he was like, you did great, like, whatever. And his assistant was like, do you want to see them? And I was like, sure. And my tooth was, like, super long. It's, like, it's amazing how deep our teeth go into our jaws. You know, it's, you don't, like, I knew that they were that long, but to see it is pretty incredible. I do kind of regret not keeping my teeth, as crazy and morbid as it sounds. Like, I really wish I could have kept them. My boyfriend was like, you could have kept them and made a necklace. And I'm like, damn it. But I wouldn't have done that. But it just would have been cool to keep them. I mean, it's crazy how freaking long they are. But, so after that, they gave me some gauze, and I bit down on the gauze. And when the anesthesia starts to wear off, you start to realize, like, what just happened. And I'm a dramatic person. Like, if you're not a dramatic person, then you're not going to care. But I just started to realize what was going to happen. So I, like, text my boyfriend. I was like, you need to come pick me up. And you don't need anyone to pick you up. Like, that was super dramatic. You can totally drive after getting your teeth extracted. You can go back to work. You can go to work the next day. You're totally fine. But I told my boyfriend to come get me, and then I realized I was being dramatic, so I drove home, and I was like, my doctor gave me a prescription for meds, but I was like, I just want to go home and lay down. Like, I'm so over this whole experience. And I got home, and my boyfriend was like, oh my God, what can I do for you? He was like so worried about me because he has perfect teeth, so he has never had to have any kind of like dental extravaganza like me. Like, I have all these dental problems. And right when he was like, what can I do to help you? My mouth started throbbing. Like, you just all of a sudden can just feel the holes in your mouth. Like, that's the best way to explain it. You just can feel the holes in your mouth. And I highly suggest just going straight to the pharmacy and getting your antibiotic and your pain meds, because it's not like this like really intense pain, but it's very like, it's a dull pain. And I just remember being like, oh shit, I gotta go. We went to the pharmacy, and I got my pain meds. And the pain meds I got was hydrocodone, and it made me super sleepy. So I just remember I took it and I went to sleep. And the antibiotic you have to take until you finish the bottle. Like, please do not mess around with your antibiotics. You do not want an infection in your extraction site. Don't even mess with that. And also, a huge worry of mine was dry sockets. I was so worried I was going to get a dry socket, which you should be worried, because they are the most painful thing ever. I've personally never experienced them, but I've watched videos about it. My friends have had them before, and it's just not worth it. So do not drink out of a straw. Don't do any kind of sucking motion, because basically when you get extractions, they pull the tooth out and a blood clot forms above the bone to protect it. And if that blood clot gets dislodged, it's very, very extremely painful and can cause an infection. So you really, really need to work hard on not using a straw or not even messing with the extraction site. You can brush your teeth 24 hours after you get your extractions, but I wouldn't do it that night. Just skip it, you know what I mean? And avoid the extraction sites at all costs. I was only eating soft food for like 2 weeks, and it was making me crazy. All I could eat was yogurt and smoothies and mashed potatoes. Like, that's all I ate. And I went crazy, and I just felt really fatigued because I didn't have energy because I wasn't eating. So I ended up having to get meal replacement shakes to just have the nutrients and vitamins that I needed because I wasn't getting them anymore. So I suggest that if you're really worried about getting all the nutrients like I was. I ended up getting those shakes, and they helped a lot. And there is going to be times where food is stuck in your extraction site. I remember the first time it happened to me, I got really lightheaded because it's just gross. Like, you have this wound in your mouth and now there's food in it. So you just kind of start panicking. Most orthodontists will give you a syringe to spray the food out, but if you don't have one or they didn't provide one, don't freak out. Just use a spray bottle. You can get a spray bottle at the dollar store and just change it to the stream where it's a direct stream and just spray it in there and the food will come out super easy. Don't ever, ever, ever try to pick it out or use a toothpick. Don't even do that. Like, don't mess with your extraction site. Like, do not mess with it. Even just using the spray bottle, like, I wouldn't use the spray bottle until like 3 or 4 days have passed. I just don't think you should be messing with your extraction site for 3-4 days. When you brush your teeth, just be super careful. But honestly, if I could go back, I would get my extractions again. A lot of people freaked me out because they're like, your face is gonna change. Your whole face is gonna change. And I was like, what? My face? Like, what do you mean? They're like, your face gets sunken in and it changes forever. You never can get your face back. And so I was really stressed out about that, which I'm not gonna lie, it is true. Your face does change, but don't panic. What I noticed was my cheekbones are just more defined. I've always had a really, really round face, but now I feel like it's more of an oval shape. It's very subtle. You might not even be able to notice, but I did notice a change in my face. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But I feel like my face looks thinner, so I kind of like it. I don't mind it at all, and I would do it again. And now that I have the extractions, I got my 2 premolars and then 2 on top extracted. And I feel like ever since I got them extracted, my teeth finally have room to straighten out. Because I did have braces before my extractions, and it was just a waste of time. I just wasted my time. And ever since I got them out, now I can feel the gap closing and everything straightening out. My canines are coming down and filling up that space. So I think it was worth it. I was so worried I was going to look like a hillbilly, but it's really not that noticeable. In the end, it's going to be worth it. Like when I hit my 2-year mark and I have perfect teeth because I got my extractions, it's going to be worth it. Just do it. Like your orthodontist went to school for this. I think they know what's best for you, and you just need to just listen. Do you know what I mean? So I hope this video was helpful. It was kind of all over the place, but if you guys have any questions, please comment below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. I know that getting extractions can be really stressful, and it just kind of almost seems like your orthodontist is full of shit, but I really think that getting extractions is helpful, especially if you have adult braces, so that your teeth have room. Sometimes you just have to make room for your teeth to move and do what they need to do to be straight. If you guys have any more ideas for braces videos, please comment below and I will get those up as soon as possible. I am going to be doing a review on a water pick, so that will be my next braces video, so keep an eye out for that and make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Also, check out my Instagram and follow me there. Anyways, go follow me on all my social media. Love you guys. Bye.